Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, you guys know the deal. You know what we're here to do. We're here to stop all the lies. We're here to tell the truth. It's all about the facts on this channel, and you guys understand that. You guys get that. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. And that's what we must continue to do. We must continue to put things into perspective. We must continue to educate. And I want to thank you guys for all your love, for supporting my channel, for everything, guys. It means a lot to me. Your comments, everything. Much respect to everybody worldwide that's been supporting my channel, man. It means a lot to me, guys. I really appreciate it, man. It really does, man. So shout out to all you guys. And in this video, we must talk about some more nonsense about LeBron James, more of these narratives, more of these myths, and this lie and this notion that whenever LeBron James leaves a team, a franchise, they fall apart because that's how great LeBron James is, and that's how much he carries these teams, these franchises. We're going to talk about that in this video briefly. And you guys know what to do, man. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, this is one of the biggest narratives of LeBron James' career. Right? We always hear these things, guys. Excuse me. We always hear these things, right? LeBron James is so great. Whenever he leaves a franchise, they fall apart, right? The teams with LeBron and then the teams without LeBron, right? And it's like a drastic drop-off, right? This is one of the biggest narratives. This is one of the biggest lines that you'll hear the LeBron James fan club constantly talk about. I see this all the time on social media, this same narrative. And they use this narrative to elevate LeBron James and this notion that he carries these teams, right? Because he never has any help, right? That's what this all goes back to, the help. And he never has any help, and the proof is where? As soon as he leaves, the team falls apart because there's nobody good on those teams, right? That's what they want you to believe. That's what they believe, because they don't understand the game of basketball, and they don't understand, or they don't want to understand what LeBron James does, right? They ignore it. And what am I talking about? Well, guys, we must think about this, right? LeBron James going to any team, right? Any franchise that he's played on. What do we always harp on? We're always talking about the fact that LeBron James forces his teammates into his style of play, right? The way that he wants to play the game, right? They must mold their games. They must adjust. They must adapt to that style. So whatever the way that they played before that, they must change now. So that puts them at a disadvantage right off the gate. That also puts LeBron James at a disadvantage, right? He's not allowing himself, right, the help. He's not allowing them to help him. I always say that same line, guys, because it's true. He's never allowed them or helped them help him. He won't allow it by not playing in an actual system to benefit these guys so that they have an understood role, right? A consistent role. So if we understand that aspect, that LeBron James forces the people around him to play into an actual system that he needs to play in, right? And that it doesn't help them out, then what would make you guys believe or make people believe that if he leaves that very system, right? If he leaves and takes his system with him, then what are these guys doing then now, right? If a team builds around you, you are the sole focal point, and the team is built around you, right? Let's say like the original Cleveland Cavaliers teams, right? They were the pieces around LeBron James. So if everyone is built around you, they've been playing a certain style to build around you and to play around you, then when you leave, how is that team supposed to still function? Everybody was built around that player. The player's gone now. So there goes the continuity. There goes the quote-unquote system. How does that work, right? But what we must remember is that is a negative that goes against LeBron James, right? Because this is what we always allude to when we have the Michael Jordan comparisons. And they talk about that 1994 season and how they only won 2 less games than the year before. What we always highlight and we point out is that Michael Jordan always elevated his teammates in practice, right? But it wasn't about the on-court play itself. It was about him elevating and raising them mentally, building their confidence, building habits, right? Good habits, practice habits, right? Understanding and knowing how to win. That's what Michael Jordan did for Chicago Bulls, his teammates. He did that for those guys. He taught them that, right? It wasn't about them standing around the court and Michael Jordan passing them the ball and them making a shot and Michael Jordan being like, yo, man, good job. No. It was about Michael Jordan riding these guys in practice, right? Building them up mentally, building them up physically, preparing them for all the scenarios, helping them help him. He allowed them to play in a system so that they could be successful also, right? What'd he say? I wanted to win, but I also wanted them to win and be a part of that as well. That's what it meant to Michael Jordan. But he knew that he couldn't win the way that he wanted to unless they were all on board, unless they were all going to be there. LeBron James doesn't figure that out all these years later, that his teammates, right, they're the ones that he needs. They don't need him, he needs them. Michael Jordan understood that. All the great players in NBA's history understood that. It was about the other guys around them, right? The weakest link. They knew to push those guys and have those guys ready so that when the time came, they could depend on these guys. LeBron James, he won't allow that. He still hasn't done that. So when we hear those comments and people say, LeBron James is so great, when he leaves a team, they fall apart. That's a knock on LeBron James. That exposes LeBron James of never elevating his teammates, right? Never really making them better, right? They're not really better because of LeBron James. They might be a better team with LeBron James, but they're not better because of him. You understand me, guys? You understand what I'm saying right there, right? That's what we see the video footage. That's why when he leaves, the teams kind of don't know what to do, right? Because they trade away all their assets. They get all these players that LeBron James wants around him. And then when it doesn't work out and he leaves, they have nothing left now, right? The system is gone. If we think about some of the other teams in the past, the Miami Heat teams, or even the second Cleveland Cavaliers team, there were other players that left those teams as well. It wasn't just LeBron James, right? Ray Allen leaves. Other guys get injured, right? Chris Bosh has health problems. Guys retire. It wasn't just LeBron James leaving, right? Cleveland Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving left first, right? And a bunch of other guys were gone, right? Look at all the trades that were made, guys, between the 2017 Cleveland Cavaliers and the 2018 Cleveland Cavaliers. Go look at the names on the roster of 2018 Cleveland Cavaliers, guys. Look at all the names. There's a lot of names on that roster, in and out. Guys like Dwayne Wade, Jordan Clarkson, Derrick Rose, Isaiah Thomas. I mean, it was crazy, guys. Rodney Hood, Jeff Green. All kinds of players. Shuffling guys in and out that season. Right? Always doing this for LeBron James. And then he leaves, and he leaves the franchise worse than he got there. Right? Isn't that a knock on LeBron James' greatness? Michael Jordan was able to instill something in these guys that they were able to take with them. Right? Guys like Steve Kerr. You think he didn't take part of what he learned playing with Michael Jordan into coaching? You think he didn't take it to the San Antonio Spurs when he went there and helped them win some championships? Scottie Pippen asked Michael Jordan to induct him into the Hall of Fame. That's how much he learned, and that's how much he meant to Scottie Pippen. A lot of these guys, Tony Kukoc, A lot of these guys, man, they appreciated what Michael Jordan did for them in practice by pushing these guys, right? You heard guys like Will Perdue talk about Michael Jordan and how him pushing them is what got them to where they were, right? They needed that. Somebody's got to be the bad guy, right? Michael Jordan understood there was a price to pay, right, to be a leader. There's a price to pay for leadership and for success sometimes, right? And sometimes you got to be like that. But Michael Jordan was willing to pay that price. And if those guys were willing to believe in him and follow him, that eventually he would believe in them because they would earn that belief. And that together, they would all be able to accomplish the ultimate goal, which was to become a champion. And they were able to do that, right? Very successfully, right? We can never argue with the results by Michael Jordan. We can't argue with the results. LeBron James' results we can argue with. We can question, right? We can scrutinize that. And part of LeBron James's narrative that teams fall apart when he leaves because he's so great is actually, that's a negative. That exposes LeBron James as not being that great, as not maximizing his teammates, right? Not really making them better, right? Not helping these guys learn anything because he's not pushing them in practice like that, right? He's not doing those things. He's always asking for trades, always moving guys around. He's bouncing from team to team. That's not leadership. That's not how you build a dynasty. You build a culture, a legacy. So shout out to Michael Jordan, man. LeBron James and his narrative that teams fall apart when he leaves, and that adds to his greatness. No, it doesn't. It exposes him as not being that great. And as having all these teams always need to be built around him. Right? Now he leaves franchise a mess. That's on him. That's not a positive. That's a negative on his legacy. You guys know the deal, man. This is not hate. It's all about the facts here. And the fact remains that whenever you hear people say that stuff about LeBron James leaving the franchise and they fall apart because he's always carrying teams or he's the only player on those teams and those teams need him, it's a lie. We all know why. You guys know the deal, man. Remember, the facts can never be hate. We're here for the education. I'll catch you guys on the next one.